Hey YouTube, it's common today for people to be sensitive to gluten, and that became the case with my family, and so I had to find ways to cook things that we liked in a little bit of a different way. So this is my version of gluten-free peach cobbler. Enjoy! So I start by taking my 4 cans of peaches that are in light syrup or pear juice, and I drain them and rinse them with water, put them in a bowl, and then I put them in my pan that I'm gonna bake them in, and start adding my spices. I like a lot of cinnamon in my peach cobbler, so I put about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon in the peaches. Then you add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Then you add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of stevia powder. Stevia powder is very potent, more than sugar, so you don't need as much. Now for a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next, a 1/2 teaspoon of maple flavoring. Also, a 1/2 teaspoon of almond flavoring. Now we mix it all up. Once we have it all mixed, then we set it to the side and let it just sit in the cinnamon and spices and soak it up while we work on our dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, we're going to put 2 cups of brown rice flour, or whatever flour of your choice. I like brown rice because it doesn't have an aftertaste unlike some gluten-free baking mixes. Then you add your 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and more cinnamon. We're going to put that last tablespoon into our dry mix to give our bread a nice aroma and taste. A 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, the same with a little nutmeg. Ooh, and a little bit of ginger. So we're going to add another 1/4 teaspoon of stevia powder. And like I said, stevia is much more potent than sugar, so we don't have to use as much. It's also a plant-based sweetener, so it's very good for people on special diets, like the candida diet, where you have to stay away from sugar and honey, and also for people who are trying to lose weight. It's very good for health in general. So now we're just going to mix all of our dry ingredients together. So now take a full stick of salted butter and melt it down in the microwave or on the stove, however you choose to do it, and then add it to your dry cobbler crust mixture. And stir it well, getting all of the dry mix moist until it looks crumbly. For extra flavor to our cobbler crust mix, we're gonna add some pure vanilla extract, about a quarter of a teaspoon of almond flavoring, and another quarter of a teaspoon of maple flavoring. Add 1 egg, and about a quarter of a cup of almond milk or water or whatever liquid of your choice. Then mix well. Okay, so our cobbler crust is all mixed. So let's get it ready to put in the oven. Next, we're gonna just put a couple of slices of butter into our peaches and cinnamon to give it a real rich flavor. Now we're gonna put our crust batter on top of our peaches and try to get it all over and smooth as possible. If your batter seems a little stiff and doesn't spread well, don't be shy, just add some more milk or water. Okay, it's all put together, so now let's put it in the oven. So our peach cobbler is finally done and out of the oven. So now just let it cool about 10 to 15 minutes and then you can enjoy it with some yogurt, some ice cream, or some whipped cream. I hope this gluten-free peach cobbler recipe has helped you to be able to enjoy gluten-free eating even more, just like we have. And I'll be doing more videos, so I'll see you next time.